Hey guys, Caleb's Cards here, coming at you with a World War I autograph project video that's long been overdue and just been super behind to being able to get it out to you. I'm doing the last 4 of the ones I picked up a few months ago. I just kept forgetting and putting it off, and finally got around to it. I had to, pretty much eBay it disappeared on my purchase history, because it's been so long, so I had to try and remember who I bought. So I found them all. Luckily, some of them I don't even remember buying, but they're here, so they're going to be in the collection. I do also have 2 more coming along the way that we'll save for a future video later down the road. But these are the last 4 that I've been promised you guys that I get out. So I do appreciate you guys clicking on this video. I know if there's several of you that are expressed interest in these videos and enjoy learning about some of these guys, and I do as well. So honestly, it's been more fun. I've been just pretty much, I find somebody for a good price, and whether I know them or not, I just buy it, and then now as I'm doing the video, I'm learning about them with you. So some things I already knew, like maybe for certain people, but for the most part, I'm learning in real time, just as you guys are. So I think this should be fun. So we're going to start it off with a U.S. World War I veteran. He was a ace for us, and this is Mr. Frank O'Driscoll Hunter, and he was born December 8th, 1894. And died June 25th, 1982, so he was 87 years old. He was again a World War I flying ace, being credited by the United States Army Air Service with downing 9 enemy aircraft. And he also became an advocate of fighter aircraft strategy and tactics in World War II. He served as a commanding general of the 7th Fighter Command and later the 1st Air Force. Going to really quickly bring up a picture of him for you. Okay, so that's Mr. Hunter, so you guys can see what he looked like. Put a face to the signature there. He's got a lot of awards. He's got a Distinguished Service Cross, 5 of them. So that's pretty impressive. He's got an Army Distinguished Service Medal, a Silver Star, a Legion of Merit, a Distinguished Flying Cross, and a Purple Heart, so he was wounded. He held commands in the 94th Aero Squadron, the 95th Pursuit Squadron, the 17th Pursuit Group, the 79th Pursuit Squadron, the 23rd Composite Group, the 8th Fighter Command, again in the 1st Air Force, and he served from 1917 to 1919, and then later 1920 to 1946, so he served through World War II. He basically, so he was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross with 4 oak leaf clusters, more than any person other than Eddie Rickenbacker, which we already have in the collection, which is pretty awesome. He received 6 oak leaf clusters to the DSC. His achievements in aerial combat earned him the French Croix de Guerre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not, with Palm. He left the Army for a short time after the war and then returned, and that was why there was kind of a break between 1919 and 1920. Looks like in World War II, it says his tenure in this command was, he was named Commanding General of the 1st Air Force, where he was charged with training replacement air crews. His tenure in this command was marred by his involvement in maintaining racial segregation in the U.S. Army, thus provoking the Freeman Field Mutiny of the Tuskegee Airmen. So he had I guess he was kind of like the bad guy and a hand in helping with the Tuskegee Airmen starting up. So that's kind of interesting there. Doesn't say where he got his Purple Heart from. I'm not sure on that, but pretty cool. He's got quite a few pictures of him on here actually, so he was a pretty well-known veteran. So that's a really cool one there to add to the collection. I don't remember how much I got that one for. It's probably 20 bucks or under, I assume. But for a signature of somebody who's no longer living and a war hero, I think that's worth it. And this one, I have no recollection that I bought this, but it actually has a photo of him on the back. But this is a postcard signed by Admiral Sir Headworth Mew, and he signed this postcard there. And there's a picture of Mr. Mew, so no need to cut. Of course, he's going to be a British World War I veteran. So, Admiral of the Fleet, the Honorable Sir Headworth Mew. So, quite a title. Or Mews. So, it's pronounced Mews. Sir Edward Mews. He was born July 5th, 1856, and died September 20th, 1929. This was signed in, I think it says, or maybe it doesn't. I think it's another one that says it, but it would have been shortly after World War I think. He was a Royal Navy officer, and as a junior officer he was present at the bombardment of Alexandria during the Anglo-Egyptian War. So wow. So that's quite something there. Highest rank he held obviously was Admiral of the Fleet. He was active 1870 to 1960, pretty much his entire life. He held commands of the HMS Dolphin, HMY Osborne, HMS Warspite, HMS Powerful, HMY Victoria and Albert, 3rd Cruiser Squadron, China Station, Portsmouth Command. And then these are the wars he was in: the Anglo-Egyptian War, the Second Boer War, and First World War. Some awards he got were the Knight Grand Cross of the Order of the Bath, Knight Commander of the Royal Victorian Order. If you guys want, so beginning of his career, he was born the son of George Lambton, 2nd Earl of Durham, and Lady Beatrix Frances Hamilton, daughter of James Hamilton, the 1st Duke of Abercorn. No idea who those people are, but we can always, if you guys want to check these people out, you can always click and just go down huge rabbit holes and just keep going there. He's educated at Cheam School. Where is that? It's found in 1645, Hampshire County. He joined the Royal Navy as a cadet and was on the training ship HMS Britannia on January 15th, 1870. He joined the frigate HMS Endymion to the Channel Squadron in December 1871, and having been promoted to midshipman, he transferred to the armored frigate HMS Agincourt, flagship of the Channel Squadron. And he just basically was assigned to different ships throughout all the wars he was in. 1882 to the Anglo-Egyptian War, he was awarded the Turkish Order of the Magi, 3rd class on the 3rd February 1883. So that's pretty cool there. And it looks like he married into royalty as well, since he technically was royalty. And yeah, just a whole bunch of, for the most part, lots of awards, lots of distinguished service. So pretty cool. I'll have to read more about him. I always like to usually print their Wikipedia page and put it with the autograph, so I can always have that and read it more. But just for video purposes, I'm just trying to trim it down for you guys because there's just so much information to take in. So pretty cool, Sir Headworth Mew's autographed postcard. So pretty sweet. Then next up we got Major General William H. Johnston, who signed this little note. I unfortunately was not able to find much about him, but I do know that he won a Distinguished Service Award in 1918 in France. We can read a little bit about him. That's on this history link from Mew's Argonne campaign. On June 9th, 1918, the 91st Division started the movement to East Coast ports of embarkation and transport to France. Brigadier General Foltz commanded the division. By July 26, 1918, all elements of the division were training in France. On August 31st, as Foltz was to receive his second star and complete the division's training for battle, he was demoted to colonel for disobeying orders and reassigned. Major General William H. Johnston, who was born in 1861 and died in 1933, became the division's commander and led it through the tough battles that followed. So this gentleman came in and helped lead the 91st Division. During the summer of 1918, the Allied forces, reinforced with combat-ready American troops, had pushed back the German army in September. General John J. Pershing, commanding the U.S. First Army, launched a massive American offensive and captured St. Mihiel. From there, the American forces moved to an area between the Meuse River and the Argonne Forest. There, 300,000 troops mounted the final offensive of the war. The 91st Division was part of this massive final push. So he won a Distinguished Service Cross there for his efforts and leading the troops there to victory. I couldn't find a photo for him, so there won't be a photo. But still cool. We'll have to try and make sure we add that on. So, very neat. I don't know if I'll have to try and read this. It's kind of hard to see. I can make up some words, but not all of them. It also has a certificate of authenticity that really means nothing, honestly. So let's actually want to mark that as important so we don't lose that. Final one is going to be Mr. Josephus Daniels signed letter. There's always that possibility that could be secretarial, but I don't think they are. Back in 1924. This is from the News and Observer, May 5th, 1924. It looks like it's a note to my dear Mr. Green. Upon my return to the city after an absence of several weeks, I find your letter. I'm autographing the book with pleasure and sending it to you. I'm sorry that absence from home delayed it so long. I'm happy to know that you think the book worthy of such good company. Well, somebody was requesting an autograph from Mr. Josephus back in 1929. 1924, rather. So let's learn about our last gentleman here, Mr. Josephus Daniels. So he was born May 18th, 1862, died January 15th, 1948. So he was 85 years old. Apparently it looks like he was a white supremacist American newspaper editor and publisher from the 1880s until his death. So I don't know if I would have bought this if I would have known that, but that's why, you know, I just kind of leave it as a surprise when I buy it. He controlled the Raleigh News and Observer, and at the time that was North Carolina's largest newspaper for decades. Democrat, or he was a Democrat. He was appointed by United States President Woodrow Wilson to serve as Secretary of the Navy during World War I. He became a close friend and supporter of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served as his Assistant Secretary of the Navy and later was elected as the United States President, as you well know. He also served as an ambassador, or Roosevelt appointed Daniels after to be the ambassador to Mexico from 1933 to 1941. So that would have been during Roosevelt's term, and he was a vehement white supremacist and segregationist, and along with Charles Aycock and Furnifold Simmons, was a leading perpetrator of the 1898 Wilmington insurrection. It was a massacre. I kind of remember learning about that in history class. So this guy honestly was not a really good dude, but that's part of history. I mean, if you just start, you know, oh well, this guy offends me, or this guy offended other people, let's sweep it off. You know, you're never gonna learn. You're never gonna like, well, that was wrong, I'm not gonna do that. That's just kind of a big problem that irks me nowadays, that people, you know, they just don't want to learn about this stuff, and then they want to try and hide it. But then you're just going to repeat it. You're never going to know that it happened. You're never going to, and it could happen to somebody else. Obviously this man, his views were flawed. I would definitely say so. But he did, have a role in America's victory in World War One, which makes it kind of cool that I had the autograph. But just, obviously I don't condone his ways or his thinkings of that time. But you gotta understand, I guess, the view. Kind of look at it from the perspective of those people at the time, and kind of look like, well, yeah, they definitely shouldn't have been thinking that way. But yeah, so that's just kind of like one of those things you got to learn this stuff, because if you don't, then you're just going to repeat it. It's going to happen to somebody else, and you're just going to be repeating yourself or repeating history, and you don't want to be doing that. You want to be learning from. That's what history is all about. Learning from it, and learning from those mistakes, and not doing it again. So looks like he's supported in his political career. He supported prohibition and women's suffrage. So that's kind of good. The prohibition thing didn't really work out. They're kind of, most of the politicians are being hypocritical anyways. They were still drinking. But the women's suffrage is pretty cool there. I'm sure many people will be pleased to hear about that. So at least he had a few redeeming qualities in here. But he was a supporter of the Ku Klux Klan. So yeah, he was definitely flawed in his thinking of some of these things. So, and again, when I bought this autograph, I had no idea who this person was. All I saw was World War One Secretary of the Navy. I was like, oh, that'd be a cool one. And I'm literally learning this as you're going. So, it doesn't say he won any awards or anything really, as far as I see. But well, it says here legacy and honors. There's a Daniels Hall in North Carolina State University. And his home, Wakestone, is a National Historic Landmark. It's kind of cool looking. So, oh, two, real quick, here's a picture of him, if you guys want to see him. So there you go. If you guys, I'll just make sure, oops, I'm dropping all my stuff. So we'll make sure to add that into the video for you. So that should be it. Just pick up my mess here. So yeah, so interesting there on the last one. But hey, we're all here to learn and know what these guys did. So thank you again, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had fun doing it and had fun picking up these autographs. May not be fun for the wallet, but it's fun at the time when you get them. Again, I got 2 more coming. Might be able to do a video on that, or we might wait for 1 or 2 more to come in. We'll see if I come across any that are of decent price. These weren't very expensive at all. Signed checks, they don't seem like, for people that aren't like real famous, they kind of get forgotten about. So I thought that'd be kind of interesting to pick up. So I got, I think, a couple signed checks. And yeah, so look forward to doing those. Again, I'll see you guys all next video. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.